Hi everybody, Roger, and it's my daily drive, and wanted to talk today about this continuing case with Roy Moore and how Gloria Allred is, everything right now, even the accusations on her end, the accusation from the other side, everything is just hearsay, his word against mine, my word against his, and that includes even the evidence. Apparently there's this yearbook that would somehow prove that Roy Moore was, I'm not sure what it would prove, to be honest. It's a yearbook with a signature in it, and I think there's an assumption, an accusation that Gloria Allred actually forged that signature. I don't doubt that, but again, why are people defending all of these scenarios? They're taking sides on either or, like in this case, and George Takei, I don't even know how to pronounce his last name. Everything has been accusation, but people are taking sides, and that's the stupid part. It's like, whatever happened to actual gathering of evidence, innocent until proven guilty, and let the people have the day in court. It doesn't seem to be existent anymore. It seems like it is a witch hunt on every side. I'm not for or against Roy Moore. I don't know much about the guy, but apparently everybody in the world has something against him now, like everybody's a politician in every state. People go crazy for nutty things, and I can understand, control of, Republican or Democrat control. This thing has a lot, that election has a lot to do with this, so it is pretty important. But I mean, for people to get bent over backwards about, what's going on, and for the media to be making all of these big pundits and news outlets and celebrities come out against Roy Moore, it's weird, and I believe there's about 30 community members, women, I don't remember, 30 community members who are going to be in defense for Roy Moore, that are wanting to display their opinion of him, I guess, to help his public persona or something in court. I don't know the complete story. I watch online. What my video here is about is I find it very funny how people are just willing to choose sides. Like, okay, so me personally, I would say if there's anybody I ever wanted to stand side by side with as far as ideology and how American they are, and what I believe has the fullest values of being an American, it would probably be Ron Paul. Ron Paul would be right up there. But again, if there was something that came out against him and facts and evidence proved with beyond any reasonable doubt that he did something similar to these scenarios here, then yeah, that would be a bad thing. Just because I believe in his ideals and whatnot doesn't mean that I'm gonna stop following those ideals when he's convicted of something. And again, this is all what ifs, and he's obviously not like that. Not yet, anyways. We'll see until all these fake exposures keep happening. He might be on that list for something. But people are just choosing sides because of party affiliation or because of people's ideology and their belief systems. And that's a totally wrong way of doing it. That's coming from a guy who doesn't believe in right or wrong, but that's a very dangerous way of looking at things, because then you're always going to be closeted to one side or the other, and it doesn't do. True Americans will know that is not the way to go. So it does you best when you just sit back and observe the scenarios and make sure you go and look at the evidence with just a clear mind and no bias. That's the biggest thing, no bias. Sorry guys, the sun's in my eye. The bias is what's killing people. And it's what's killing the progress of this case, of all cases like it, of all accusations like it. Nothing is to be taken seriously. It's like oh my God, I'm right because I believe, oops, the sun was gone. I thought, I know I'm right because a lot of people believe me on this. A lot of people are against Roy Moore. A lot. It's like, well, it's not the amount of people that count. It's whether it's true or not. You know, there have been many people who have been wrong about a lot of instances in life. And, wow, sorry, somebody almost like ran me over. And it just, individuals who are part of that type of thinking never get far, and you know, it leads to less overall critical thinkers in our world. You know, we're getting to the point where we're accepting stupidity as the norm. We're getting to the point where we accept popularity as being right, and that's sad. You know, it's not the way to go with things. But I digress. That's my whole outlook on this Roy Moore case and all accusations that have been coming out a lot, like, you know, all these rape allegations, these sexual predators that are coming out. And granted, you know, I could run with the boat and say, yeah, the majority of them are on the left. You know, let's have a party. Let's go ahead and prove that the Dems, the left, you know, any of those affiliations are horrid, and people should stop following them. Again, you know, that's stupid. You know, that if your ideals and beliefs fall in line with the current liberal, neoliberal, or whatever centrist or far right, far left ideologies and values, then so be it. You know, it's I'm not going to fight you against that. I have no experience in my life to understand 100% how you've come to your conclusion to be the type of to be in a certain political party and have a system of thinking, just like you have never been with mine. All we can do is relay ideas back and forth, you know, and all we can do is relay our beliefs and our ideas back and forth, try to deliver them the best that we can. And this is where I think the right is mostly winning on this today, because all the left does, for the most part, are repeat the same lines over and over again when they go to rallies, when they go to anti-Trump protests, when they go to any sort of gathering and get-together. And then you look at all the videos like it's talks or something, and you try to get answers from these people. And, you know, granted, some of them seem like they're on a good line to bring out their values and their belief system and spread them, and actually give us people that are either more centrist or on the right, you know, critical thinking, you know, this person has a point. But they don't. It's like 1 out of every 100 people that I ever see online, when they get asked the serious questions, they have no answers. They walk away from the interview. When it gets down to the whys, they have no answers. And I think that's probably the going back to these court cases, these sexual allegations. And again, you know, Trump had all these sex allegations against him with that Summer Verbose, whatever her name is, that also Gloria Allred hired. Apparently Gloria Allred, again, assumed that she paid, or accused that she paid $500,000 this summer to make that claim against Trump. It's like, everything is claim, nothing is fact. And it's just mind-blowing, you know, that we've gotten to this point in our society. But overall, the left can make great arguments these days if they stop doing their stupid-ass chants. You know, I was at the Trump rally here, and I'm pretty sure you guys saw or some of you guys may have seen my videos. One of the first videos I posted, about 5 separate videos. You know, there's the leftist chants that they're the anti-Trumpers, the dump Trump party that were all there, Antifa, Black Lives Matter, all these parties that were at the Trump rally. They in Phoenix here in September 22nd. 2017. They all just repeated the same lines. There was one little area that I saw where people were actually having reasonable arguments, discussions, and debates. But beyond that, it wasn't even beyond that, everybody, all the other 99 out of the 100, and again, it was thousands that were there, were just empty arguments. They were the same: no KKK, no fascist USA. And then I have a video on there where I actually show, and you're not going to see this anywhere else. I recorded them chanting, F the police over and over and over again. It's like, well, they're protecting you from any sort of bad that you might do to yourselves or to others. So your logic is horrible. Okay, so overall, the left's arguments and judgment is horrid. You start, if you want to make progress, you're losing your party. The Dems have no platform at this point in time, and if you want to have your party actually mean something and have a stance come in 2020 or even in the midterms, you better start coming up roses here and just get your act together. Put your reasons behind your words. Don't just do chants. Don't just wear pussy hats. Don't just use a little Christmas, what do you call those things, a little tweeter thing to give all your answers, because you're making yourself look like a fool. Don't walk away from these talks when, if Fleckus comes up to you, don't walk away from those talks. There's some that I see that they do stay there and they talk, but then they start looking like fools. I like that, because then you start questioning your logic. But there's some people, I'm pretty sure almost all of them that he's interviewed that have done that. I've walked away, and not just him, many others. They would still walk away living in their own bubble and not wanting to get out of their echo chamber of thought. They're like, oh, I am right. I'm just going to not even pay attention to what he was just saying, and I'm going to move on. And they will never want to learn. See, I learned a long time ago that is not the right way to do things. If you actually want to find out what the world's about, find out what you could do to help it, and it's not chanting the same words over and over again. Otherwise, we'd all be, nothing. Stop taking these accusations with these sexual allegations with every single person coming out, left or right. Stop taking sides and start looking at evidence. Start looking at the claimants. Start looking at the reactions from the individuals who are being accused of these allegations. Start looking at their actions. There's some that have admitted to it. Louis C.K. admitted to it openly and outright. He admitted he had a problem. I respect that. I'm not going to be a fan of his anymore, but out of all of them, I respect him more than all the other ones so far. George Takei is turning out to be obviously a hypocrite. He criticizes Trump, and then you see all of his history come back to blast him. His Howard Stern interview, it just doesn't make any sense. How people can actually look at that and not see a contradiction, not see hypocrisy. So, anyways, to be a little bit better when it comes to drawing conclusions, don't draw them. Don't draw them until you know the facts. And that's my 2 cents. I hope you guys have a great day.